Now, this crumbling yet enigmatic ruin of an old parish church is of unknown dedication, and it's in Hemington Village, northwest Leicestershire. And it was abandoned centuries ago, and all that remains is what we see here, as it stands on the high ground and the south side of the village. It's been disused since 1590, and the parishioners then attended the church in Lockington, just down the road. Originally, it did have a western turret with a spire, and the old church was built here in the 14th century, with the church tower being even older than that, probably built in the 13th century. And as I say, the church was abandoned in 1590, so it wasn't in use long. It was used afterwards for a short time as a free school and then as a dwelling house. But apparently the roof was gone by 1869 and the tower collapsed in April 1986. It is actually on private property, but it's quite viewable from the footpath that runs behind it. Now, I found a curious little story regarding a John Harper, who was born in 1707, and he died unmarried at his house in Paddington, London, in 1780, aged 73. And in his last will and testament, John Harper said he had a desire to be buried in the church of Hamington in the county of Leicestershire in a decent but private manner. Now, it was surmised that he'd become a Roman Catholic, which probably accounts that there was no relations present at the funeral. His body was brought to Hemington in the night by an old housekeeper and his valet. Now, nobody seemed sure if it was actually legal to bury him at Hemington Church, but the grave had already been dug apparently, and the housekeeper was distressed, saying she had promised her master she would see him buried where he desired. But the exact spot of the church where the body was deposited is not really known. History says a grave was dug in the church and the coffin was put into it, but the soil was never thrown on the grave for weeks, which does sound a bit wrong. And there was no mention of any service having been said over him. This also points to being Roman Catholic, and the service may have taken place before he was removed from London. And the footpath behind the church runs for roughly a mile and goes to Lockington Village, and it comes out opposite St Nicholas's Church there. And the origins of the church are 12th century. Lockington Village is not mentioned in the Domesday Survey. The first holder of the manor, of whom we have certain knowledge of, was Robert de Beaumont, 2nd Earl of Leicester, in 1104, also known as Robert le Bossu or the Hunchback. Now, at St Nicholas's Church, there is fragments of a 12th century doorway consisting of part of the arch decorated with a row of centre pictorial chevrons. And close by is where the Lockington Gold Hoard was excavated in 1994. It was an early Bronze Age barrow cemetery. I have actually done a video on that.